Hi everyone, welcome to this week's New Arrivals preview. My name's Gemma and I'm the owner of Gemma Redmond Vintage. Now I'm going to take you through 8 new arrivals today. These pieces all have within them quite sort of regal, opulent colours. We've got lots of reds, greens and blue dual tones today. The pieces date in age from quite early. We have an early 19th century piece, and then they go right through up to the 1970s. So a bit of a broad spectrum today. All of these pieces, as I mention every week, will be being added to my website very soon. However, if there's anything that you would like to find out more about and you're waiting for it to go on the website, or you'd like to get it before it goes on the website, please do get in touch. I'll send you some more details and pictures, and you're also welcome to make a purchase then if you would like to do so too. So let's get started. I'll talk you through what I'm wearing and then we'll move on to my tray of goodies just down here. So let's begin with these earrings. I'm sure you might be able to hear them jangling, and you certainly will be able to see them too. They are very striking, very interesting, really cool and beautiful indeed. These earrings, I have said, are mid-century, so I feel that they date from the 1950s to the 1960s. They are detailed with this fabulous tasselled design made up of red, green and blue teardrop shaped beads and round beads too, and these beads are glass. And then they're also detailed with these metal rondelle beads, which are set around their centres with colourless rhinestones. So we've got some sparkle in there as well as some bold colours. I'll take them off now so that you can have a closer look at them. These earrings are really lovely quality. I believe they are by a high-end maker most likely. However, they are unsigned. You can see the clips here on the reverse. We've got this lovely gold-plated disc, a nice strong clip. This colourway of red, blue and green was really popularly used by the likes of Miriam Haskell and Chanel, even Hattie Carnegie. I don't think these are pieces by earrings by those three designers, but they are certainly really nicely made, beautifully constructed and have lots of detail to them, and you can see they really move when you wear them too, as I'm demonstrating to you now. So they've been really inspired by this colourway that we've seen used in designer costume jewellery for a long time, particularly since the 30s with the likes of Chanel. So let's move on now to my next piece, which is also very colourful, and you'll see more when I hold it up to the camera in a moment. This is a Art Deco sautoir, and it's detailed right the way along its length with what are known as mille fiori. I hope I'm saying that right for the Italians watching. Beads. These are glass beads which are made up of colourful patterns which are constructed by fusing lots of coloured glass rods together, and very often make the form of flowers, so they are detailed with flowers, or just interesting and pretty patterns. I'll show you some of them close up in a moment. These mille fiori beads are really collectible and very interesting, and are most likely Venetian in origin, being made on the island of Murano. I'll just take the necklace off so that you can see it. It does have a clasp to it. It does have a clasp to it. It's got a hook clasp there, but I've just popped it over my head so that you can, for speed really. And there you can see along its piece length, these fabulous Millefiori beads, predominantly blue in colour. There you can see one of the flowers created by these fused glass rods, and but they have lots of bold colours in them. We've got yellows and reds, and they're graduated in size so that the larger ones are towards the base just here. I think my favourite one in this piece has a little star in it, which I really like. That's just here. That's really cute. And they're all linked together with what I believe it is rolled gold to form this lovely colourful sautoir, which is really great for spring and summer. Next, let's move on to what I'm wearing on my wrist. This bangle dates from circa 1910, and it's Czechoslovakian in origin. As you can see, we've got that typical Czech filigree, gilded metal filigree right the way around, and then it's detailed with these lovely soft green paste stones, and then these oval cut cabochon carnelian glass stones along its length too. This bangle just slides over the wrist, so it's quite a good size to get on and off. And there, I'll just hold it up to the camera so that you can see it in more detail, and you can see the sparkle from those green stones too. So yes, this is circa 1910, so the end of the Art Nouveau era and the dawning of the Art Deco era, made from around this time. Okay, next let's have a look at the most antique piece that I have to share with you today, and this is this really beautiful hair comb. I picked this up on my most recent trip to France, which now seems like a lifetime ago, in September. I'm still filtering little pieces through for you, bits and bobs. This piece dates from the early 19th century, and it was created in France, and it's made from what we know as ormolu, what we term as ormolu, which is a gilded metal, but a really richly gilded metal, as you can see. It's then also, it has a lot of open work details which create this floral design, and then it's studded with colourless paste stones as well. It's attached to a comb which is most likely tortoise shell, and then you can see that it's hinged, so it can be worn in two ways. The first way it can be worn is with the comb going flat and running down, and can be sort of pinned to the back of the head with the design facing outwards from the back. Or it can be folded so that it can almost be worn like a tiara. So the hinge just moves like so, and the comb then slides onto the top of the head, and it can be worn thus, which is very, very elegant, very typical of the period. And yes, you can see this is a perfect collector's piece, but more ideally, perhaps if you would like to see these pieces worn and treasured again, it could be worn by a bride on her wedding day. As you can see, it's really, really sweet and perfect for such an occasion. But yes, perfect for collectors too. It's really, really lovely. But also, if you like wearing pieces in your hair, it could be worn in this way whenever you like, just for popping down to the shops or to the cinema. So that's another lovely piece I've picked up in France. Next, I'm going to move on to a brooch. This brooch is by the Cherelle Company, and it dates from the late 1950s, and it depicts a hummingbird, and it's made to echo the popular designs by the Trifari Company called Jelly Bellies, where we see creatures depicted with lucite or sometimes glass tummies. This tummy of the hummingbird is detailed with a blue lucite. Its body is gold-plated metal, but a brushed gold plate, and then it has a polished gold plate for the beak. And then one of the rings is studded with colourless rhinestones. On the reverse, you can see it's beautifully constructed, and so typical of American costume jewellery from this period, and has a good fastening pin too, and is fully signed. Next, let's move on to another necklace. This is a fabulous late Art Deco, I would say 1930s into 1940s snake choker. It's got a snake chain emulating the design that we see on the piece, which is the head and tail of the snake. It's gold plated, and the eyes of the snake are detailed with ruby red paste stones. You can see that the clasp of the necklace of the choker is the tail and the head of the snake, which fastens together like as a box clasp like this. So I'll just put it on to give you an idea of the length. Let's just, there we go, pop it in. You could hear it click just then. And there you can see the length of the piece. So it is a choker, as you can see, really stylish, really evocative of the time. Great for layering as well if you like to wear a lot of gold chains. This would be great as the top piece, and then you could put other serpent piece themed pieces beneath it too. So yeah, very stylish indeed. Next, another pair of earrings. In fact, I'll come to the earrings in a moment. Let's just show you this wonderful brooch first before we go on. This brooch is my latest piece in the collection this week, and this is a brooch made by Kenneth J. Lane, and the stamp on the reverse indicates that it was made circa 1970, in the 1970s. This is a piece that is inspired by the necklace which Jackie Kennedy asked Kenneth J. Lane to recreate for her in costume form. She had a Van Cleef & Arpels Jewels of India necklace known as the Maharani necklace, and she wanted KJL, Kenneth J. Lane, to recreate it for her in costume form so she could wear it a bit more often with a bit less concern for it being lost. This is a brooch that emulates that design. It's in gold-plated metal, studded with colourless rhinestones and detailed with glass cabochons. Kenneth J. Lane produced this in various forms, and this is the 1970s version of this brooch. Lastly, this pair of earrings were created by Ciro in the 1940s to 1950s. They are sterling silver flowers set with colourless paste rhinestones and emerald green rhinestones. As you can see, they're really sweet, perfect for everyday wear or a special occasion. Let's recap this week's collection. I have these Ciro mid-century earrings, Ciro SCP, this Art Deco era snake choker, this Kenneth J. Lane Maharani brooch from the 1970s, this Millefiori sautoir from the Art Deco era, this early 19th century hair comb, this Cherelle 1950s hummingbird brooch, late 1950s, this 1910 Czechoslovakian bangle, and these wonderful mid-century glass and rhinestone tassel earrings. Okay, thanks so much for joining me again this week. I managed to fit it all in the time, and I'll look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.